I'm Dansan, you're old boy.
I am old boy.
And this is my trophy winning phrase. And it doesn't look impressive, but it looks a whole more impressive than that over there.
I'm just going to try something.
You're going to steal my duck.
I'm not going to steal your
duck. You're going to
duck.
spray paint my duck. If you start graffitiing my duck,
it won't work. It won't work. It won't actually make the duck. And, oh, it will. It will make the duck an interactive object.
Okay, it is time for this week's challenge. Now, you can see what's set up here, and before we get any further, we shall now beg to the gods of challenges who shall win today's challenge of
Wootaboot-Boot.
And today's challenge is
you have to pass the end without knocking down any of the signs. The tyres are fine, but if you knock down the signs, you will be penalised with mockery.
Okay. Are there any limitations? Like are we? These are vehicles, I take it.
You get 3 attempts. Vehicles, obviously.
Do you have any questions, old boy?
No, it seems fairly straightforward. Something that steers and will meander up this course without knocking over the freestanding signs, but colliding with the tyre walls is acceptable. No, I think that's a fair challenge.
Also, I think you have to stay on. We've extended the course size a little bit. You have to stay on the platform, but you can leave the yellow lines if you need to.
Okay.
And if you fall off, more mockery, basically.
You have to go through the barrier to begin with, so no flying straight over the lot.
You have to start in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have to go over the end of the ramp, but past, I think, this line. Up the ramp is a bonus, but definitely past this line. Okay. Well then, let's get going. Now, the other thing that's amusing is that old boy doesn't necessarily see the production until it comes out. So there's now an amusing screen swipe thing. Whoosh. Is that an electric engine I see there, or is it a... Interesting.
I'm fairly confident that looking over the wall at the other guy's test paper is definitely against the rules.
Hold on a second. Can I have a ruling, please? Speak louder.
Computer says no.
There you go. Computer says no.
Computer's got a bias.
Okay, we're 10 minutes into the build, or we're 10, 12 minutes into the build, and we've decided to pause because we both have micro working vehicles. Oh, you've done the spray painting again, and I keep forgetting to do that. What do you do? You drag... See, the other thing is, I've just swapped out to the recording thing, and it always breaks my... let me just alt out a few times. Now I'm just like... I'm going to go for this nice yellowy thing. There we go. I'm going for a nice orangey colour. Sorry, Sam. Talk. Oh boy.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at my creation and wondering if I've just made an enormous mistake.
So I time-lapsed, or I recorded the building of mine, and there was a bit where I did realise I had made an almighty mistake. So I want to apologise. A couple of things. People have commented to me about the last episode. The first thing I want to do, especially when I listened to it back, in my head, like the jokes I was making at the time, because you had played this for about 2-3 hours when we did our first challenge, and I hadn't played it at all.
Yes.
So I was going into it completely blind, and I was talking about my wondrous invention being in this really sarcastic way, because I didn't expect it to work in any way, shape, or form. And then and then especially when you were like, oh, you use engines and all kinds of stuff, I was like, oh, this is all going horribly wrong. And then I won. So I was genuinely surprised when the other thing that people do is I took my vehicle out for a test run seconds before we recorded, and all that happened was it just spat off into the distance. So I didn't actually think my vehicle worked when I was like, oh yeah, let's do yours and then build a suspension for my fantastic vehicle, because I knew mine was a pile of rubbish. And so genuinely, my humbleness backfired when I was awesome. And the other thing that people complained about, I think you mentioned it, the matricide. Obviously, matricide is a word, and you thought, oh, people might find it offensive. I showed it to Karen, and Karen was laughing her head off at it for that pun. As a mother herself, she found it hilarious. So I think we're safe with the matricide jokes.
Okay.
That's just for the record. So, do you want to go first or second this time?
I'm gonna say you won, so you choose.
I'll tell you what. I'll go first because I feel like I'm looking at yours and I haven't done as good a job. Okay, so one of the things we both did, we ran out here and we measured this gap here, and both went oh, and then ran back and chopped some blocks off our vehicles. That's I think a fair con. So originally I was going for like a low rider style motorbike, and I only had a wheel at the front and a wheel at the back, and it was beautiful. As soon as I hit like one grass tuffet over there, and I fell over sideways, and it wouldn't right itself. So what you have here is a 4-wheel vehicle, 3-wheel drive, I like to point out, one steering wheel at the back, and I'm taking yours is 3-wheel drive as well then. Interesting. So mine's
3-wheel drive, but mine's 3-wheel distribution, whereas yours is...
I've got 3 front wheels that all power.
3 front wheels and then a rear wheel for steering that is not powered, I assume?
Not powered, no. Not sure about that. I'm going to drag myself out. It could be interesting. But also this time I realised I was looking at yours, I'm kicking myself because you had painted yours, I hadn't painted mine, but I could see already you've got lights. So let's go on to you. Mine's pathetic. I've got a suspension this time on the back but not the front. So let's have a look at yours, and I mean, man, it just makes mine look bad.
It's just tall. It's too tall, and to be honest, I'm looking at yours and I'm sort of thinking that isn't going to topple over in a million years. As long as it steers,
right.
that is fantastic.
That's what you think. I took it out there and I fell over on it. So that's...
my only real comment about yours is I assume you drive with some sort of periscope, because where I'd expect the windscreen to be, there's some sort of engine.
And my eyes are above that engine.
Okay, all right, I'll let you off.
I do have a question for you. Do you think you're going to get under the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
Oh, it's... interesting. Okay, go on. So let's talk about this. You've got some decoration on here.
It's got road legal lights and big fat chrome pipes.
I
And
love it.
other than that, it's not really got anything other than 4-wheel drive and again a rear wheel steering system that seems to work.
I like this. Do you know what I like about that as well? Is that your use of the little curve thing. So I've just used blocks because you put the suspension on. You have to put something on in the suspension before you can put a bearing on. And I like this. It makes it look pipey, industrial, but I like it. I like the faux exhaust as well. Is that what these are? I mean, I just electric engines.
Yeah, they are indeed.
I like
fake
it.
exhausts.
I think this is absolutely beautiful. And I think we're going to find very, very shortly whose is better. And I've also just realised I've left my capture window open. So, excuse me a moment whilst I try and minimise that. Alright. Okay, so who wants to go first? Shall we toss a coin for this? Also, can I just say, in trying to appease the gods of the challenge setting, your choice of colour here is actually her favourite. Do you want to come and judge us now quickly on the vehicles? You've got this lime green one here.
Oh yes.
And you've got this beautiful, sexy lowrider here. And actually, here's the thing. I actually know she likes the more blocky cars. She was into more like the what did you have on your wall when I first met you?
Oh,
A Lamborghini?
Diablo.
So this is more like a Lamborghini than that is.
It significantly, yes.
But that was only because you couldn't get posters of Aston Martin at the time.
Okay, so I think you've won the moral victory here already. If you don't knock yourself out on the lights. So have you named yours, by the way? Have you named your contraption?
No, I'm probably going to end up having to call it unmitigated disaster for the second episode in a row. But at the moment, I haven't actually named it.
Okay, I'm just going to call mine Lowrider because I can't think of an amusing pun at this point. I see we've been building some other things, but we'll come back with an amusing pun. Okay, well, we should toss a coin soon. But as I went second last time, I will go first this time.
That
sort of
seems
set
fair.
the bar. Although I don't know if that is right or not. What I meant to do was that.
Dismantle the lift, put it under the vehicle to move the vehicle.
See, I'm now stuck in this loop of. Just tell me. Let's also point it in the right direction. There. Okay, so do you want to press the button for me?
Oh, yeah, of course. I do apologise. I didn't think of the importance of the go.
Okay. Oh,
button.
hold on a second. We need something to time ourselves on. Let me just get my stopwatch out.
Are we doing it by times as well?
I think. Oh yeah. I mean, how do you know you're first across the line otherwise? So let's change this timer to a stopwatch. And right, when you're ready.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. Okay. I've just spotted something, and tinkering is allowed. Yeah. Yeah. Tinkering
Yep.
definitely allowed.
Tinkering is allowed.
Okay. Good. And I'm not going to cheat and ask for a restart or anything. That was legitimately in my time. But as a helpful hint to you, check your steering is on right. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is... Oh no! Oh, it's still standing. Okay, I make that 50 seconds, 50.07 seconds, okay?
Okay.
Okay, that was a very quiet
I was watching with bated breath.
commentator.
To be honest, I do apologise. I was literally just. I would prefer to think of myself more as the commentator at a game of short map bowls. You don't want to be putting the person off when they're, potentially taking the shot of the game.
As I'm the one who has to edit this back together again, I think you're wrong. So, My yellow duck back, you bloody person. Okay, let's go for this. Let me just reset the light. Are they reset?
Oh, they've been reset.
Cool.
Oh God.
What was the control to make all this disappear? There we go. Alt Z. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Here we have Old Boy on the lean green eating machine, and the lights are now flipping. And I gave him half a second, and he's going to knock himself. There he is unconscious after just taking his head off. And does he fit beautifully there through that gap? And the control here he has is much, much better. Not only start, stop, starts. A bit of a nasty turn here you have. And he makes it round both corners with surprising ease. I don't know why we were so worried about this challenge. I think we're going to have to step it up a notch. I mean, even if I cheated here, you're going to win by a mile. And the concentration in his breathing, you can tell.
Booyah!
Would you like to know whether that was longer or faster than my time?
I would just like to know whether it was shorter.
Shorter.
Yes, was I quicker?
I did it in 50 seconds.
Okay.
And I may have done it a little bit faster because I mouthed and then pressed the button. Okay, you did it in 37.
Good Lord. Okay.
I know, right?
I'm entirely happy with that.
So automatically after run 1, you're in the lead by a good 12.5 seconds, 13 seconds.
Right.
Okay, so I am going to try shaving some time off. I am going to do it by taking my engine value down a notch and removing this middle wheel. And I'm going to stop playing without the GUI. I'm going to do that minor change. So I took things off. I haven't modded really, because I think that at this point I'm so far behind I kind of have to. Okay, I'm ready for my second run. Oh, I didn't reset the lights. Sorry.
That's okay.
I tried some other bits of electronics as well, and I sent a message on Twitter. I reset our Twitter account, by the way. I sent a message to the Scrap Mechanic guys because about states being a bit weird, but we'll see how that is. All right.
Okay.
This is a much lower energy episode than last time.
It feels like it. I feel like we need more excitement. I'm going to see if I can generate that through commentating, and I do apologise. So here we go with more energy.
Let me just reset the timer. Do you think the speed of our vehicles has something to do with the energy levels that we're using?
With the energy levels possibly of the episode. The fact that we're trying to creep round without knocking things down, rather than how much speed can you pick up before you hit the bottom of the ramp.
Okay.
But I digress.
Let's give this a go.
On your marks. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, nicely through the first gate. And a little bit of wiggle on the steer. And a very crafty three-point turn.
I might have steered the wrong way going reverse there. You know what?
And across the line.
Oh man, I'm excited. I think I did that in 19 seconds. How about that? Now, I took a wheel out and slowed my engine down.
Okay.
Because I noticed that yours was a lot slower than mine, but a lot more controlled.
Right, I've got to try and eliminate those three-point turns. Okay. Here we go.
Alright. Also, the other thing that made my speed a lot bigger this time was not getting out halfway down the course and rewiring my steering.
Yes, of course. Right, okay.
Alright. You ready?
Yep.
And here he goes for his last and final attempt. Start the clock. there's probably a little few seconds difference in how I'm starting and stopping to clocks as well, but at the moment it's so clear the advantage I have. I think you're going to have to shave the corners off there, you see. Oh, was that a tip? Was that going to be a tip? Oh, now, is that a 19-point turn? I think. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, you did shave some time off.
But not enough.
But not enough. You're on 31 seconds.
Okay, well, any improvement is an improvement. I'm not
Okay.
going to complain.
I feel like I should waive my right to my last run at this point.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And then if you beat me, I get one more.
No, not at all.
For comedy purposes, I think that this is the...
I think this is possibly the one where I just try my very best to beat you.
Do you want to make any more changes to yours first?
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
think I do.
Are you sure? Okay. Okay. So you're going now, are you? Is this your...
Are you saying? Well, you
you
say
sure
you're
you don't
going to
want
waive
to-
yours, and I'll take my next
Go
one.
for it. I'm okay with this. Partially because I don't think I'm going to be able to recreate my... So, just to be clear, I'm going to start the clock when you cross the line here,
Okay.
and stop it when you cross the line over there, okay? Just to make sure that
Okay.
this is... right. Is he coming? How's he going to do this corner? I think you go too wide there, if I'm honest with you. Oh! Did he bottle it? Did he bottle it? Did you up the power, perchance?
Maybe.
Yeah, and I think that's...
Probably fatal.
No!
Too far!
Oh, you're still in the race. You're still in the race. Oh, you're not in the race. I'm sorry. You're not anymore.
No, I don't think I am.
All right, so...
Oh, well.
Quick backup plan as I now take this boot and for the second time in a row, just place it there as part of the ongoing. Now, what I was kind of expecting you to do at this point, you see, was a last-ditch effort to was to attempt something like this.
I'm not entirely sure what's happening here.
And that's a win.
But you haven't actually stopped in the box, so the
Across
clock
the
is
line,
still
across the line, it's a win.
The vehicle
Right,
hasn't
it's-
crossed the line. I'm
it's-
reasonably confident you may have forfeited your last run.
It's a win! The boot's already moved. It's a win! Yay! What we've established here, I think, is that it's quite interesting that the power of the vehicle, you put too much power on it, it begins to get away. There's no gentle acceleration. You are either all or nothing on that throttle.
What I'm actually wondering is, because it will tilt forwards, but it carried it forwards under its own weight, and I'm beginning to wonder if what I really need to do on this particular vehicle is put the engine underneath.
Yeah, lower that weight down as much as possible.
Undersling the engine, because it will hang neatly underneath the vehicle.
Oh yeah, and I mean one of the things I'm quite proud of is that I built it up to put my suspension on, which just dropped your own weight down as well.
Yes.
I think it was an interesting challenge. Steering is definitely a lot harder. Like single wheel steering like this, this gap that we had here was certainly a concern. And the other thing that you did was when you came to here, you swung out round this sign here a bit too much every time.
Yeah.
And when I came across it, I intended to clip it.
Yeah.
And that makes the next one. And when I did, I actually didn't clip it. I don't think I clipped it. The replay will tell. And that made the next one really shallow. And that's how I managed to curve it in across the line so fast, I think. But the moment you went out far here, it made it hard to get back. That's for sure. You just this is going to be a really short episode, I think, this time. We are 2 trophies in, and you're taking out your frustration with smashing the setup. As always, I've been Oldboy. Oh,
You beat Oldboy. Ah!
I beat Oldboy. I've been Dansan. He's been Oldboy. We are the Wootaboots, and we bid you good night.
Good night, folks.